Please welcome to the stage, Ceda Xiong.
Thank you. This is the glittery place I've ever performed in front of. It's wonderful. I didn't grow up in West Hollywood. I wish I did. I grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee. And all throughout high school, I worked at this restaurant called Cracker Barrel, which is a very racially insensitive name to all the white people who are inside, you know? It's kind of messed up. But, you know, when I worked at the Cracker Barrel, there were 4 kinds of fried there. Steak fried, country fried, deep fried, chicken fried. It was almost like people in the South couldn't die fast enough, you know? They were just like, try to speed it on a little. When I worked there, the older men who came into the Cracker Barrel loved me because I reminded them of the war. So, like, they would never tip me because they already did 45 years ago, you know? Don't feel sorry for them. So this is the fun thing about being from the South. When I meet someone for the first time, they always ask me, where are you from? And I'm like, well, I grew up in Tennessee. My parents live in Georgia, and they're in the Carolinas. But the second question would always be, no, where are you really from? And then that person would just list every single Asian country they could remember, you know? It's like, what did you think was gonna happen? You were gonna get it right and I was gonna give you a teeny tiny prize? No. It used to offend me so much. It offended me so much that I forgot I was born in China, you guys. And that just makes me more American than anyone here, okay? I've completely forgotten where I come from, and I will not be questioned, okay? No questions. My parents are Asian. I think that's pretty obvious. They're very thrifty. Asians can be a very thrifty people. My dad is definitely the cheapest man alive. My dad is so cheap that our landscaping comes from the side of freeways. He's just out there digging up freeways, and I'm like, Dad, that's illegal. And my dad's like, but we pay taxes. I'm like, no, that's not how it works, Dad, you know? My dad is so cheap that he said he was taking us to an aquarium, but then he took us to a fish market instead. And he was like, Ceda, this is better because now you can eat the fish. I was like, what? That's not why you go to an aquarium, Dad. You go to an aquarium to look at the fish, not to eat the fish. And that confused my father so much. You know, he was like, Ceda, I don't understand how you can look at an animal and now wonder what flavor he has. Good advice, good advice. I got a call from him on Father's Day that I think I've been expecting for the last 10 years. After about 30 years of being in America, my dad finally bought a gun. Woo! It was actually 2 guns because it was buy one, get one free day at the gun store. Okay. My parents live in South Carolina, so almost everyone they know has a gun. Everyone in South Carolina has a gun. You know, I'm pretty sure even the dogs are open carrying in South Carolina, right? But you know, just the golden labs, not the black labs. But black labs matter, you guys. You know what I'm getting with that, right? Like black people don't get to carry guns, like that's messed up. But I'm just so worried about my father and gun safety, so I'm trying to have this conversation with him. I'm just like, I don't feel safe with you having a gun in the house. And my dad's like, Ceda, all of my friends have guns, so I don't understand why I can't have a gun. I'm like, are you having a tantrum right now? Because that's exactly what this sounds like. Also, I don't trust you because you sent me these photos of Mom holding the guns like she's 50 Cent on the album Get Rich or Die Trying, you know, like imagine 2 elderly Chinese people holding guns to a camera, just like the sweetest cop killers you've ever seen, you know? So my mom called me the other weekend and she was just like, your dad started taking gun lessons. And I was like, oh my God, I feel so validated. My dad finally listened to me. This is amazing. But then I was like, wait a minute. My dad, the cheapest man alive, is paying for gun lessons? Mom, is Dad paying for gun lessons? And my mom was like, eh. So this is what my dad's been doing. My dad's been going to gun ranges and hanging out at the edge of gun groups who have paid for lessons. He's just out there hanging out for free gun advice. I'm like, Dad, how are you possibly learning anything? And he's like, oh, sometimes I ask for advice. I'm like, maybe you shouldn't be annoying to people who literally have their fingers on the trigger, you know? Maybe not so much. Has anyone here been thinking about DJ Khaled? No, just me? Yeah, I think about DJ Khaled. Do you think that he says his name so many times in a song because he's afraid he doesn't exist anymore? So it's just like, DJ Khaled, DJ Khaled, DJ Khaled, you know? I think he's really worried. I got to work on the Kids' Choice Awards this year as a writer. Thank you so much. I got to write jokes for DJ Khaled. I got to write SpongeBob jokes for DJ Khaled. Here's the thing about DJ Khaled. You can't teach him a new joke. It is very, very hard. So we're like trying to work with DJ Khaled, and we're just like, let's think of something that would be easy for him. What does he do a lot of? DJ Khaled does a lot of shout outs, you guys. Because he'll shout out pretty much anything, right? He'll just be like, shout out to Soy Milk, my son, Master Key, you know, like Dairy Milks, bidets, neti pots. He's got the whole thing kind of like under wraps. Well, then we're like, okay, DJ Khaled, we're just gonna give you shout outs. So all you have to do is shout out Nickelodeon characters. Like, Patrick is a starfish, SpongeBob is a sponge, Krabby has a burger palace. And at some point he just turns away from all of us who's talking to him, and his woman, this handler that was there all along, she turns to us and she says, DJ Khaled isn't taking any new information. He's done! There'll never be another one. I'm Ceda. Thank you so much.